Hello everyone. I am so glad you have joined me today. I love sharing my ideas with you and I hope I inspire you with today's creation. I have been so busy designing for my next Christmas card series class. This one uses the Triangle stamp set and it is adorable. Check out the details on my blog for that one. If you like this project today and want to make one for yourself, you can order the supplies from my online store. The link is below. I have a loyalty program that rewards people who order from me. Check out the program while you are on my blog. This is the card for today. It uses the Sailing Home stamp set, and I use the large sailboat and the lighthouse. And then I cut out the sailboat with the coordinating dies. So great stamp set with coordinating dies. So let's get started. This one is a different fold to it, but it's kind of fun to shake things up a little bit. What you need to start off with, and here are my measurements, is a piece of Misty Moonlight that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. You're then going to take a piece of Whisper White that's 4 by 5 1/4 and the Argyle embossing folder. And you're going to emboss this image or this piece of paper. I wanted some interest, so I used 2 strips of ribbon. So I'm going to pull in my tear and tape and I'm going to cut 2 pieces. So I have some way to attach my ribbon. I'm going to flip it to the back and add my ribbon or my tape to the side. Burnish it in good. And then I'm going to take the backs off and I'm going to add my ribbon. And to do that, I'm going to cut 2 pieces of ribbon just slightly larger than the panel. Doesn't have to be huge because you're going to trap it inside. And then I'm going to use this one because the placement is almost spot on halfway. So that's what I'm trying to achieve. It's close. Right about there. Down just slightly. And then I'm going to fold it to the back. This one, you can use your diamonds to help you get it straight. I love it when we can do that with our ribbon, excuse me, in our embossing folders. Excuse me. Then you're going to add your second piece of ribbon just slightly below the other one, just a little bit of space. Then we want to take and we want to sandwich that ribbon. So pull out that tear and tape again. And I'm going to cut 2 pieces. Actually, I'm not, because I have to put this on because it's embossed with tear and tape. So I'm just going to put the ribbon all the way around and that'll take care of where the ribbon is on the back of the card stuck down also. So just add your tear and tape all around the edges so that it takes and is sandwiched between the ribbon and won't give way. I also use Yucky scissors for cutting my ribbon because they get gunky after a while and I don't want to ruin my good scissors. So my paper cutting scissors, when you have to fussy cut, you need really good sharp scissors. So I just use some cheap scissors to cut my tear and tape and any other adhesive that I have to cut. All right, burnish your ends. And we're going to take the backs off, like so. I thought it would be fun to make a masculine card because I hadn't made one in a while. And this is just such a fun card to do. I love these little one panel cards where you have the card, that the smaller card that opens up. And I will tell you, I look at this in both directions. This to me looks upside down. I know there's no difference in it, but there's something about the way it looks that makes me say it's upside down. So I take and I try both ways, and I use it the way that I think it should be. Excuse me. Now we've got that one done. We then need a piece of Whisper White that's 4 1/8 by 5 3/4, and I've scored it at 2 7/8. And I'm going to leave this flat because I'm going to take the lighthouse, and I've got 3 markers. I'm going to do the rocks at the bottom with gray granite because usually those are granite rocks. And I thought that that would be perfect. And then our lighthouses in North Carolina are gray, which is so different because I've always been used to red and white lighthouses. So I use grays to do this, and this one is basic gray for the bottom. But you can do your lighthouse in other colors. You don't have to do it in the grays. And then this one is smoky slate. And I just color it in, making sure I get the whole thing. And then I'm going to huff on this, and then I'm going to stamp it, but I've got to kind of see where it's going to be. I'm going to stand to the side. Oh, I got to go up some and see if I've got it straight. I don't want to stamp it crooked, which I have been known to do. There we go. Oh, so glad that's straight. All right, I'm going to take and fold my paper in half. Match my edges up. All right, and use my bone folder for a crisp fold. I was off a little, so I was fudging it. This is going to go onto a piece of Misty Moonlight that's 3 by 4 1/4. All right, and I'm going to attach it, and make sure you use good strong adhesive because this is going to be opened and closed, and you don't want it to, and I forgot to stamp my sentiment, so I'm going to have to open it back up. I'll show you how to do it because I forgot when I made my sample too. All right, so I'm setting it down, I'm holding it in place, and then I push down and leave it there for a few seconds so that the glue grabs. All right, now I didn't know what to put on here, so I just decided to make it a thanks card. So I pulled out my Misty Moonlight ink and my thanks from the stamp set, and I off stamped this because this was too harsh for me, so I wanted it a little lighter. So I'm going to make sure that this is straight on my mat, and then I'm going to stamp it like so. All right, this is ready to go onto the card base, and I'm going to use tear and tape again because of the fact that this is, move this before I get it on my card, which I did just slightly on the tip, but that's okay. All right, I've been known to do that. I have to get better about that. So I'm going to take tear and tape and put it around the edge of this. It's having to go over top of embossing and ribbon, and I want to make sure that this stays in place. So I'm going to use my tear and tape so it's down good. And I go all around the side. And we're almost done. Okay, get this straight. All right, now I'm going to take, I burnished it good, so I'm going to take my pokey tool, take my back off, Make sure that it's gonna stay in place when it goes through the mail. And then I'm closing it back up so I can center it side to side, top and bottom. And I try to keep it the same distance. Okay, so there we have it, all done. I then stamped the boat, the sailboat, and I used the die to cut it out. And I'm going to add this to my card base with dimensionals. All right. And I'm not going to be chintzy with my dimensionals. I'm going to add quite a few on here to make sure it doesn't collapse again. And now I have to take my backs off. Make sure you hold your image well when you do that so you don't rip it apart. I have done that. And I've been mad when I did it. And then I'm just going to add it down here so that it's like in the water and the sailboat is there. And I did not decorate the inside because you're limited space-wise. You can use the whole space. But I did mimic the image on the envelope. I would love to have you help me out on YouTube. Make sure you click the subscribe button below so you don't miss my videos. If you want to be notified when I upload a video, click the bell next to it. Thanks for visiting me today. Have a great day.